So in this video, I'm going to be speaking about why I think the far left are absolute cancer and why they are responsible for the problems that we have in the United Kingdom. Now, anyone familiar with the far left, their main thesis is the fact that they are pro-immigration, they are pro-rights, they are on the left. They're almost like communists in a sense that they don't really even agree with capitalism. They think about, taxing the shit out of anyone who makes reasonable money and treating everyone fairly. Or so they want people to believe. My opinion is really simple. Far left have put in a lot of illegal immigrants. Okay? Now, there's underlying people behind this, such as George Soros and other people, paying migrant gangs, paying off governments to have an infestation of illegal immigrants, not just in the UK, but also in other areas such as Germany, even parts of Austria, and even Belgium is becoming even worse as we speak. But this is what they're doing. They're providing illegal immigrants and promoting the idea. So why do I think that's wrong? Well, it's really simple. Nothing in this world is free. As you bring in more people, what tends to happen is, for those who can't work or for those who are not deemed to work in the UK, you have to provide for them with taxpayers' money, with the good old hard-working people, including myself and other people in the United Kingdom, paying for illegal immigrants, when these funds can actually be used in bettering the NHS, more support for the police, etc., 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 allocation of funds. So what's happening is people are coming in illegally. They're not allowed to work for 3 years. So 3 years, pending their application with the Home Office, we have to wait until that happens. And that's essentially what's happening at the moment, is a lot of these people are coming in on the boat illegally, and we are dealing with a huge, huge problem, ladies and gentlemen. So, and the thing is, it's the far left. The far left have promoted this ideology of togetherness, everyone's equal, and all of that. But I think that's absolute bullshit. The sad reality of the truth is we're not all equal. We're not. And you can see that through the hierarchies of society. I'm not saying one person's better than the other, but if you look at it, one person compared to people, one person is richer, one person is better looking, one person has more things going for him or her. So to say we're all equal is, I think, utter bullshit, when in reality we're competing for resources. But at the moment, the British government have failed us miserably. At the moment, the current establishment, the British establishment at the moment under Labour, is doing a far worse job than the mishap government of the Conservatives for the last 14 years. And I say that because immigration has gone up. They have no answer for the illegal boats coming into the UK illegally, setting foot, and then people have to actually bear the brunt of that. And the problem is, a lot of these people, you don't know where they're coming from. They're coming on a boat. They could be coming from extremely dangerous countries. There's a lot of this rubbish of free Gaza and all of that malarkey. The problem is, excuse me, a lot of these illegal immigrants are coming in, and you don't know where they're from. They're from Gaza, they're from Iran, they're from Afghanistan, from war-torn countries. Probably they've had PTSD, women and children, as well as men, coming into this country, and essentially being a tremendous nuisance to British taxpayers, British people. And I think, look, I don't consider myself, British, but I love the culture. I'm not going to lie. I love Britain. Britain is a great country, but at the moment, under the current establishment, it's going to shit. And, I thought perhaps this new government will do a better job than the mishap that what Boris Johnson did. But looking back, Rishi Sunak had a reasonably good idea of actually deporting these people to Rwanda. It doesn't seem that much of a bad idea compared to what's actually happened at the moment. There is no policing at the borders. They're letting people in. They're letting people in. It's as simple as getting these people, putting them back on an aeroplane, and sending them back where they're coming from. It's as simple as that. I might sound a bit belligerent and all of that, but the problem is when you have so many people coming in, what's happening is price is going up, not because we don't just own our own resources, but the fact that the British, it's not just British people living here, it's a lot of people. And when there's a high demand and there's not enough goods to provide that prices go up. Simple case when it comes to housing. Housing has skyrocketed in the last 5 years. And the main reason for that is illegal immigration. It really is driving a lot of people pretty insane. I've got nothing against people coming here, contributing to society, getting in legally. No problem in that. The Brexit was the worst thing to happen. We need to at least amend the ties we have with the EU. And the EU migration of people coming here is much better than illegal immigrants coming here on the boat. We have to pay for it and we have to suffer. So, I stand with the British people. I stand with the far right. And I understand their point of view. I understand where they're coming from. And, there's racism. We all got to deal with that. But their understanding of what's happening and people coming in is very, very, very key. And we need to